Hello students. Students, I am going to continue the problems. In the earlier video, we have discussed the theory of the C line and P line, and one simple example is being solved in the video, and we'll continue with the same concept and with the different problems. Here is the problem related to the same C line and P line method. A pre-stressed concrete beam of section 120 mm wide and 300 mm deep. Same cross-sectional member is there and is used for an effective span of 6 meter, length is 6 meter, and it supports a uniformly distributed load of 4 kilonewton per meter. So UDL is 4 kilonewton per meter, which includes the self weight also. This 4 kilonewton is inclusive of self weight. The beam here, which is being given the cross section 120 mm by 300 mm deep, it is carrying a straight cables, and it carries a force of, these cables carries a force of 180 kilonewton, and it is located at an eccentricity of 50 mm. So eccentricity is 50 mm. It carries a load of 180 kilonewton, and UDL on the beam or the external load is 4 kilonewton per meter and span is 6 meters. So what is to determine here is to determine the location of thrust line in the beam and plot its position at quarter span and central span. Means we need to analyze this, calculate the stress, and then we need to locate this C line or the P line, or let's say thrust line, at quarter section or quarter span, that is 1/4 of the span, as well as at the mid span, half of the length. So what is given? It is been again written, given data. P is 180 kilonewton, eccentricity is been mentioned 50 mm, area of cross section of the member, it is 120 mm by 300 mm, so it will be 360 into 10 to the power 36 into 10 to the power 3 mm square. And Z value, I have taken these values from the previous video because cross section is same here. So Z value is 18 into 10 to the power 5 mm cube. You can calculate this if you want. Then we'll start with the calculation of stresses. So direct stress, we have P by A. So here these two stresses which are being calculated here, they are related to pre-stressing, right? I will write here again, it is related to pre-stress. So first we'll calculate direct stress. P by A, it is 180 kilo, so it is 10 to the power 3 divided by area, it is 36 into 10 to the power 3 area of cross section. So we will get 5 Newton per mm square, that is direct stress. And due to the eccentricity, stress is 180 P, 180 into 10 to the power 3, that is P, into E. E is 50 mm divided by Z. As it is a symmetric section, so ZT and ZB will be same. So it is 18 into 10 to the power 5. So we will get the value of P by Z as minus, it is plus or minus value which we are going to use here. I have written here minus or plus because when we want to calculate the stress with respect to the strength method, that is first method, there we are going to use this as minus for the top fibers, and for the bottom fibers it will be plus. So now we will consider only the values. It is 5 Newton per mm square, right? Now we are going to calculate the bending moment. So we have the load, it is 4 kilonewton per meter. So with respect to that, we will calculate the bending moment now. So bending moment WL square by 8. So calculating the bending moment 4, that is a W, kilonewton it is, so 10 to the power 3, and length 6 meters, WL square by 8. So we have 8 kilonewton meter, that is the bending moments. So to calculate the bending stress with the help of bending moment, so it is 18 into 10 to the power 3 into 10 to the power 3, because kilo 10 to the power 3, meter 10 to the power 3. So it is 18 into 10 to the power 6 total divided by 18 into 10 to the power 5. That is the value of Z. So this will be 10 Newton per mm square. So when we want to calculate the resultant stress at centroidal section, so at the central section, not the centroidal section, at the central span, so at the top 5 Newton per mm square minus 5 Newton per mm square plus 10 Newton per mm square. So this plus 5 is direct stress P by A. This minus 5, as I have written here, it is minus 5 minus or plus 5, because top fibers, due to the eccentricity, top fibers will be having tensile stress, and bottom fibers will be having the compressive stress. So minus 5 it is. And bending stress due to the external load, top fibers plus 10 Newton per mm square and bottom fibers minus 10 Newton per mm square. So on calculating this, we have this 5 cancels, it is 0, so remaining thing is 10. So it is 10 Newton per mm square. So now we will calculate for the bottom section. So 5, it is plus 5 direct stress, plus 5 for the eccentricity, and minus 5, minus 10. So this will be 0. So now we'll go for the calculation of the pressure line or the thrust line location. So M by P we will calculate, that is the lever arm we want to calculate now. So M by P is equal to 18 into 10 to the power 6. Moment we have already calculated, it is 18 kilonewton per meter, 18 kilonewton meter that we have written here, and P, that is 180 kilonewton. So we will be having the A value as 100 mm. So now we need at different locations. So we have considered here in the this particular portion. Okay, in this particular portion we have considered the value of, or we are obtained the value of M by P. So now we'll start calculating stresses at the different locations. So we have calculated the stress at the central span. So central span bending moment will be calculated as WL square by 8. Right, for the central span we will be calculating the moment as WL square by 8. But what about the quarter span? So at the quarter span we will calculate it with a simple bending moment calculations here. So this is the central span section here. This is the central span section, and here is the quarter span section. I want to calculate bending moment for this load. So this is WL by 2, that is the reaction here, because total value of load is W. So here it is intensity is W, so total load will be W into L and divided by 2. Two supports are there, so it is WL by 2 here and WL by 2. And when I want to calculate the bending moment at this particular section, so it is WL by 2, and it is clockwise here, so positive. So it is WL by 2 into distance. What is the distance here? It is 1 minute, I will change the color and tell you the values here. So this distance is, okay, it is same color. This distance is L by 4. Again this is L by 4, and if I make here two more parts, so it is L by 4, and here also it is L by 4. So quarter span means this is L by 4. So what will be the bending moment? It is WL by 2 into distance. What is the distance? L by 4. So it is WL by 2 into at a distance of L by 4. Right? It is clockwise in direction. And what about the external force bending moment? It is W intensity, and span is W into L by 4. That is the span. So W into L by 4, that is the total load acting into distance. At what distance it is acting? Exactly at the center. So WL by 4 is the total span divided by 2. So that is WL by 8. So force is acting at a distance of WL by 8 from the section. So this will be W into L by 4 total intensity, total load into acting at a distance of L by 8. So this gives total value of 3 by 32 into WL square, which I have written here. So 3 by 32, W it is 4, L it is 6. So now we'll get the bending moment here as 13.5 kilonewton. So this is the bending moment at quarter span. Now we will calculate the stress with respect to this or at the quarter span with the direct stress method or the strength method. So we have calculated already with respect to the P by A and P by Z. So same values we will use. And now considering the stress calculation at the top, so plus 5 minus 5 plus this stress, so it is m by z. So m by z, z is 18.18 into 10 to the power 5. So we have this value as 7.5. So I have written here same value here. It is positive because at the top fibers it is compression. So we have the value here 7.5 Newton per mm square. Now about the bottom stress. So for the bottom fibers, plus 5, again plus 5, and minus tensile stresses here minus 7.5. So the value is now 2.5 Newton per mm square. So these are the stresses at top fibers and bottom fibers at quarter span. So now we will calculate again the value m by p, that is the lever arm distance. So shift of the pressure line from the cable. If I want to get the value from the cable, students, you must actually note down one thing here, that from where you want to calculate the distance. So let's say I want to calculate the distance from the cable position. Here as it is written, from the cable means it is A, it is the lever arm, because it is P into lever arm, or it is T into lever arm, let's say, right? So it is the distance from P to T, thrust point to the external force, that is the pre-stress force applied. So that is lever arm A. If I say that I want to calculate or I want to measure the shift of pressure line from the CG line, then it will be A dash. So there are two things, sorry, it is E dash. There are two things you must take care of here. So what I want to calculate here is the shift of pressure line from the cable line, means it will be A, lever arm. So that lever arm, it is m by P. So m value we have, it is 13.5. From this I have taken this, so it is 13.5 into 10 to the power 6, and P, it is a force, pre-stressing force, it is 180 into 10 to the power 3. So I have the value 75 mm. So this is the A value from the cable, measured from the cable position. So now we will locate the pressure line with respect to the values. So I have drawn here the values, considering the values. So at the quarter span, it is 75 mm, what we have observed here, right? It is 75 mm. So when I draw this from the cable, it is at 75 mm. And similar thing I will apply here. At the mid span, we have already calculated this as 100 mm. So at the center span, the value of the shift of the pressure line from the cable, it is 100. So same thing I have drawn here. At a quarter span, means at a distance of 6 by 4, it is 1.5 meter, at distance 75 mm, and at a distance of 6 by 2, that is 3 meter, it is, or the shift is at a 100 mm. So this is second example which we have solved. So going to the next example, third example we'll see now. A quite different problem I have considered. It is I section now. Here, a pre-stressed concrete bridge deck is there, and it comprises a unsymmetrical I section beam spanning 20 meters. Length of the beam is 20 meters. Such problems I am going to give in the the assignments also. So be careful about these and go through this carefully. Cross section of the typical beam is shown below here, and dimensions are also mentioned here. The width of the top flange is 1200 mm, thickness is 200 mm, and total depth is 1500 mm, and bottom flange having a thickness of 400 mm, and its width is, okay, it is not mentioned here. I think its width is again 400 mm. Let's see what is the width provided. Okay, width is not mentioned. We will consider that. So the beam is pre-stressed by 660 kilonewton pre-stressing force. That is the effective pre-stressing force it is carrying, and it is pre-stressed by 7 FreshNet cables. So different types of cables are there, and let's say the cables that are used here as the FreshNet cables. So there are total 7 cables are there, and each single cable is carrying an effective force of 660 kilonewton, and they are located at a distance of 200 mm from the soffit, means at the bottom of the beam, so which I have already mentioned here. So from the bottom of the beam it is 200 mm, here to here it is 200 mm, right? And total depth is here 400 mm. So we have calculated in the previous classes, we have calculated the distance, that is location of the CG point. Here is the neutral axis, this is the neutral axis for this beam. So this is the CG of the concrete member. So with respect to this, we are going to calculate YT and YB. So top distance from the top fibers, it is YT, and from the CG point to the bottom layer it is YB. So we have calculated this, and to calculate this again, you can go through the previous videos of similar problems, and you can get the things done. So we will now solve the problem given here. Okay, so again we are going to calculate the area, that is calculation of the each flange area dimensions and plus web portion. So there are 2 flanges and 1 web portion. So total area of cross section, it is calculated here as 62 into 10 to the power 4 mm square, and YT and YB distance will be calculated, which are been given here as 646 mm, and YB is 854 mm. And I, moment of inertia by parallel axis theorem, it is 1727 into 10 to the power 8 mm raised to 4 we have calculated. And similarly I by yt, that is zt, and I by yb, that will be zb, we have calculated, and zt is 2.67 into 10 to the power 8 mm cube, and zb value is 2.02 into 10 to the power 8 mm cube. And similarly we have the value of p, it is for each cable, so it is 660 kilonewton, and for one single cable it is, so there are total 7 cables, and total force applied will be 4620 kilonewton. And eccentricity we can calculate, it is the distance from CG of the member to the CG of the cable. So CG of the member, it is we can say that from the YB we can calculate, it is 854, and cables are located at a distance of 200 mm from the soffit, which can be observed here. So 854 minus 200, so it will be 654. Very simple to calculate this. And moment, we can calculate the moment also. It is by calculation 3600 kilonewton meter we have calculated, that is by WL square by 8 formula. And now we will have moment as well as the force, pre-stressing force. So now we can calculate the lever arm A, which is equal to m by p. So m, it is given here 3600 into 10 to the power 6, because it is kilo and meter. So 10 to the power 3, 10 to the power 3, it is 10 to the power 6 divided by 4620, that is the pre-stressing force, total pre-stressing force into 10 to the power 3. So we will be having the lever arm here as 779 mm. So once we have the lever arm, means it is a distance from cable to the C line or the P line. So where we want, we have to consider that particular moment. If I consider the bending moment at the central span, then we'll get the shift of the C line or the P line from the cable at a mid section of the beam. So here it is at the mid section of the beam. So now we will go for the calculation of the shift of the pressure line above the CG point. So it may be calculation of the line or the distance from the CG point, or it may be from the cable itself. So if I want to calculate it from the CG point, then it is, we know the eccentricity E and we know the A distance just now we have calculated, and when we want the shift of the pressure line or the C line from the CG point, so it is E dash. So above the CG point till the pressure line or the C line, it is denoted here as E dash. So that E dash is equal to total distance, it is A minus E. So we will get that value as 125 mm. So now we will calculate the resultant stress at the central span of the beam. So to calculate the resultant stress at the central span of the beam, as I said, here the sign convention changes with respect to what we have used. In the first problem, I have discussed it. So when I want to calculate the stress at the bottom fibers, let's say it is FB, or let's say it is FC, top fibers, FT. Let's consider FT now, it is for the top fibers. So what I'll do, that I will write here as FT for the top fibers. So this FT I'm writing here with respect to the direct method, means strength method, first method which we have already studied. So in the first method, what we do here is, it is P by A. It is always positive compressive stress it is. So it is P by A, and then it is P by ZT. For the top fibers, we used to write here as P by ZT. And what is the sign convention here? It is negative. Why it is negative? Because due to the eccentricity, stress developed in the beam is such that I am writing the stress distribution diagram here. Top fibers will be under the tensile stress and bottom fibers will be under the compressive stress, because it is in the hugging condition. Because of the pre-stressing force, it is in the hugging condition. So what happens, bottom fibers will be in the compressive state and top fibers will be in the tensile state. So it means that it is negative. So I am going to write here as negative in case of strength method or the stress method. Let's say it is a strength method. But in case of this C line method or the P line method, I'm going to write here E dash. Instead of considering, I will be writing here as the E dash. So when I write here as E dash, so this sign convention changes. It is positive here. So that's what I have written here. So it is P by A plus it is P E dash by ZT. We have already calculated E dash. So substituting the values, P value and A, P, again E dash as well as Z value, we will obtain the stress at the top fiber, superior fiber. So it is 9.61 Newton per mm square. So it is positive value, hence it is compressive. So similarly, we will go for the calculation of bottom fiber stress. So bottom fibers, as I said, if I calculate it with respect to the strength method, then I will be writing here as it is positive when I consider the strength method. But here it is the C line method or the P line method, where I am using E dash. So when I use E dash, so this will be negative. So it is P by A minus P E dash by ZB. And on substituting the each of these values, we will obtain the stress as 4.60 Newton per mm square. Again, it is positive value. So I will write here as compression. So this is the difference between the strength method and C line, P line method, students. So one thing which you need to carefully do here is about the sign conventions. When you are going to consider the strength method, there we will be considering the sign conventions. P by A is always positive, but PE by Z means it is strength method. There top fibers will be under tensile, so negative, bottom fibers will be under compression, so I am going to write there positive. But when I am considering C line, P line method, means top fibers or the this FB calculation, or let's say FT calculation, it will be plus PE dash plus it is PE dash divided by Z, and for the bottom fibers it is minus PE dash by Z or ZB. So hence we will have the similar values. So one thing you can do here is that take one simple problem and you can solve the problem with both the methods, where you can compare the values of top fibers as well as the bottom fiber stresses. Both will be same instead of using the values of E dash or maybe E value, but stress will be same in the both cases. So students, I think you got the difference between the two methods, that is C line method, P line method, or it may be strength method. So on completion of these two methods, you can calculate or you can solve the problems related to these two methods, and I'm going to give the assignments related to these two. Okay.